A great Friday for all of us. I hope that you had a great week. Look, God's graciousness as well as His mercy is there for all of us to access. But you only need to put yourself in a great stead, the right path. And then when that whirlwind is blowing, you can also be taken away and enjoy that favor. And I pray that all of us will put ourselves or position our mindset, our intellect, our mentality to be in a position where when God's favor and graciousness or mercy comes whirling around, we would also be great beneficiaries of all these. Tomorrow is the end of November. It also means that Christmas is beckoning, but more so, I keep advising when it's December, make sure that your expenditure is in such a way that you have January in mind. Because many of the times prior to the Yuletide, when it begins, you're paid in full. Or even if you work for your own, you pay yourself. It also means that you're going to make more doling out of freebies just because it is Christmas. But please have January in mind because we've got to pay school fees, we've got to have our own upkeep, great expenditure for our family. And then, of course, January is always a very long month. Forget about the hammer time and all the related issues. Today, we are here because it's another Friday and we all talk relationships. So we have a segment, as always, through info@myjoyonline.com. You can give us more of your experiences, either in your courtship or marriage. And then we find some great solutions with some great professionals, could be counselors, medical people, to ensure that we have some great solutions for us. And today or this morning, we have a letter and it's from Kwame, who is writing to us from Mori. Please, coincidentally, if you're called Kwame, you live in Mori, close to Cape Coast, don't worry. We usually use aliases because we just don't want the stories, even though it could be related, and also the names to be identifiable people. But this is the story we have from Kwame from Mori.
AM. My wife lied to me and I am finding it difficult to forgive her. We have two boys, 12 and 9. The 9-year-old had been frequently ill and I didn't understand why. So I asked that we changed hospitals to see if things will get better. The new doctor asked us to check his genotype. Dear AM, it was there I realized my 9-year-old son is SS. I was shocked. So I asked for answers because I am AS and I've always known my wife to be AA. In my despair, my wife said she had to confess. That was when she told me she had connived with the doctor who did the test before marriage to change her genotype to AA so we could marry. Dear AM, at the initial stages of our marriage, my wife used to fall ill frequently, but I never thought she could be SS. I've been hurt since then and at my wit's end. Kwame, Mori.
It's quite an intriguing and an interesting story, but you already do have a commitment to the children and to the marital relationship. What decisions do you have to take? What decisions does Kwame need to take? And that's why we're here. So we're going to have a great professional and experienced people who have lived through all these bouts of recurring, issues of relapses when it comes to sickle cell, etc., either in their relationship or marriage, or advising Kwame this morning, and indeed all of us. And I know that we can pick a point or two as great points of wisdom to advise ourselves. But moving on, we also told you we've had the electronic flyers, the e-posters all around, and today we're hanging out with one of the great musicians we have in our country, up and coming, doing so well. Afro music artist Walasi and his Sinku band. They're here, so make sure that you're just lurking around the studio. The band is already setting up, and I tell you, it promises to be exciting. Well, you can check out his channel on YouTube, get to be accustomed to some of his songs, and make sure your voice is ready to have some great renditions all coming your way this morning. We'll bring you the latest news headline, tell you what's up for sports, and one of my favorite boxers in the modern era. Well, in the recent era. Anthony Joshua got beaten in the last bout. He's preparing Dubai for that great bout. It's a return match, so to speak. He was surprisingly beaten by his opponent, who took away his title, or double title as it was. So ultimately, we'll feed you in what also you need to know by way of the pairings in the various league fixtures in Europe this weekend as well. So it promises to be exciting with Benedict Owusu when the rest of the sports team right here come to the studio. But let's bring to you the latest news headlines that we have. Stay with us. We're grateful that you've joined us.